Hello friends, and welcome back to my cottage. Today we're going to be making a designer spring wreath for your front door. As always, pour yourself a cup of hot coffee or a cup of tea, and let's get started making that wreath for spring. I'm starting out with 2 grapevine wreaths that are 12 inches in diameter. I'm using 2 of these wreaths because I have a 3-paneled front door and I want my wreath to be big. I'm starting out with florals that are faux from Hobby Lobby. Anytime I'm making a flower arrangement or a wreath, I buy 3 different types of florals. I buy thrillers, spillers, and fillers. These florals here that you just saw are my thrillers. They are the showpiece. They are blooms and blossoms, what you want to stick out. These here are my fillers, or things that you want to fill in the gaps, such as baby's breath, lamb's ear, lavender, things that you want to take up space. And these are my spillers. So these are flowers that hang over and just add some character and some class. Here I have a welcome sign that I also purchased from Hobby Lobby, along with 3 different types of 1.5 inch ribbon. This ribbon does not contain wire and is a little bit harder to work with to make bows, but the way it lays is just beautiful without the ribbon, so that's what I'll be using today. You're also going to need a hot glue gun. You are going to need floral green wire. You're going to need some twine, some scissors, and some wire cutters for your faux florals. Again, all of these items I purchased from Hobby Lobby, and I spent about $105 on all of the materials that I needed, and that was with my faux florals at half off. So first thing, I'm going to get started attaching my 2 12-inch grapevine wreaths together. So to do that, I'm going to use my green floral wire. And I'm just going to take this wire and I'm going to weave it in and out of the grapevines. The wire is going to allow this to be very sturdy and it's going to allow it to stay together. I do not have a screen door on my front door, so I want this to stay put in place when the wind blows or when it rains, and I don't want the 2 wreaths coming apart. To ensure that they don't come apart, I'm also going to put some hot glue in there. So it's wired together and it's hot glued as well. And this is just going to, again, reinforce that my 2 wreaths stay together. So they are together at a diagonal. They're not side by side or one on top of the other. And I did that so that I could place my welcome sign kind of diagonally in the middle. And I'm just going to hot glue this welcome sign on. First, I'm starting with my spillers. So these are the florals that spill over and hang. These are just some white faux florals that I've also used throughout my home. They are on my fireplace mantle. They're in different arrangements that I've made. I love white florals, and so I wanted to add this into my wreath so that it kind of went together with the rest of my home. So I'm just tucking these into the grapevines. I'm also going to be hot gluing some of them down because I'm putting these florals all the way around both wreaths, just to kind of take up some space and to give it that natural look. Again, I'm wanting these florals to hang from the top wreath and to hang from the bottom wreath. So when you're positioning your florals, make sure that you glue them all around so that they stay in place. and then they spill over from the top and the bottom. So again, I've already added all of my spillers on. You can see my purple lavender wisteria. Those are also spillers, and they are hanging from the top and the bottom wreath. Now I'm adding some of my Thriller florals. These are a type of a hollyhock. They're a white hollyhock type of flower. And these just kind of climb up both wreaths of the top and the bottom. And I just thought they were beautiful, and they would just add a lot of class and elegance to the wreath. So I'm hot gluing these in place, and I'm also adding some wire because these florals are tall, and I want to make sure again that they are reinforced and that they stay attached to the wreath no matter how many times my front door is opened and no matter how hard the wind blows. I want to ensure that my flowers are not going anywhere. You can also see that I have added some lavender. The lavender was also one of my filler plants, and the lavender is just behind these hollyhock flowers, just to give some added effect and some more of that added lavender purple. I love soft pastel colors. So for this wreath, I'm using pastel lavender colors and a very soft pastel pink along with white. These are lavender lamb's ear. These are also one of my filler flowers. So I'm just kind of attaching these to the center of the wreath on the bottom and the top wreath. And again, these are just going to add that pastel lavender color and just add a lot of character to the wreath. Whenever I'm purchasing florals, I like for my florals to look real, even though they are faux. The best place to buy faux florals that look real are Hobby Lobby. You can also buy them at Joann's, and there's Marshall's and several other places that you can buy faux flowers from. But Hobby Lobby I found to be the best quality. Overall, I spent $55 on all of the florals for my wreath, and that was at half off. So make sure when you go to Hobby Lobby, you go during the week that their florals are half off, and you'll be able to get a bunch of beautiful florals that look real. So now I'm adding more of my Thriller florals. These pastel pink peonies are one of my favorites, and this white dahlia is also another favorite flower of mine. So these are my showstoppers. These are what I want people to see when they look at my wreath. And then I've got the baby's breath, and then I have lavender bulbs that are also going to be my fillers. So I'm just going to add those all around the wreath, wherever I think there needs to be places filled in, or wherever I want some added dimension. And this is just a little close-up of the extra grapevine that I bought just to add in to kind of make the wreath stand out a little bit more. These are my ribbons that I also purchased from Hobby Lobby. None of these ribbons have wire. I wanted them to have a soft flowing look, so I decided not to buy wire in my ribbon this time. However, if you do use wired ribbon, you can make a more structured type of bow. This burlap ribbon here has pearls around it. I absolutely love pearls, and they look so beautiful against the pastel florals. So I'm just kind of slowing the video down a bit to show you kind of how I loop my ribbon. I just kind of make big loops and then I twist them in the center. And then I'm gonna take some floral wire and I'm gonna wrap the floral wire around the center of the ribbon. And then I'm gonna fluff the ribbon to kind of get it to look the way that I want to. So this pearl burlap ribbon is going to be my backdrop ribbon. So it's just gonna kind of be an added effect in the background because I want my main bow to be the pastel pink and I want that to be kind of front and center. So this burlap bow will be in the background, which is why it's not that big and it's a little bit more flat. Then I'm going to cut off my ends. And any extra ribbon I will also use to just kind of put around other parts of the wreath. And you'll see that in the finished product. And you can make your tails on your bows to be however long that you want them to hang. And then I'm placing this bow at the bottom of my wreath. And I'm attaching it again with the green floral wire. So again, you want to make sure that you're using hot glue and you want to make sure that you are using ribbon so that everything stays in place, especially if you're making a wreath to go on any of your exterior doors. And there are many YouTube videos on how to make bows, bows that do not have wire in them and bows that do have wire in them. So if you'd like a video on in-depth how-to tutorial on bows, you can look those up as well. There are many different ways and varieties of bows that you can make. So you can see here that I've already made my pink bow, which is the main showstopper bow that I wanted on my wreath. So it's just a pastel pink and it has some white florals in it. I've already made that and attached it to the burlap bow. And now I'm just making some loops with my lavender ribbon. And these are going to go behind the burlap. So again, this is just kind of like a filler bow. Same technique that I did when I showed you the burlap bow. I'm just making loops, twisting them in the center, and then tying them with floral wire. And this is my finished product for the bow. So it's 3 different layers and it just looks beautiful. Now I have my wreath hanging on my front door and this is the finished product. You can see where I've added extra ribbon. You can see all of my spillers hanging. My ribbon is hanging and it just looks gorgeous blowing in the wind. So again, this wreath cost me about $100 to make. It was not cheap by any means, but again, if you want your wreath to really look real, and especially for this size of a wreath that I made, you're going to want to spend some good money. If you're wanting a cheaper wreath, by all means, you can buy cheaper florals at Walmart or even Dollar Tree. Thank you so much, friends, for watching my video today. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments and I would be more than happy to get back with you. And I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and help my new channel to grow. And come back here for more DIYs and home decorating videos. Bye-bye!